Hey guys, JoeFan82 here. Today I'm looking at the FSS 5.0 Salvo figure. This was released this year in 2017. He's based on the vintage figure, which came out in 1990. And as you can see, the club did a good job of matching up the colors. He's got the brown shirt with the right of might there. Looks just like the original. A lot of the colors match up. So let's take a closer look at the figure. Take him off the stand. So his helmet is borrowed from the 30th anniversary Sci-Fi helmet, the same exact helmet, just colored in tan and silver with the silver visor there. And the helmet is removable, just like the vintage figure. The helmet is a little loose when you turn it side to side like that. However, when you try to pull it off the head, it can be a little difficult. It's a little tight. Okay, I finally got the helmet off, and here is the head sculpt. And we've seen this head before on Hit and Run. This is the 50th anniversary Hit and Run. It's the same head sculpt, although it's kind of hard to tell with all the paint on this one. But it looks a lot better bald than with the painted on hair on this guy. So it's a very nice head sculpt, completely bald. And let's move on down. He's got looks like a retaliation roadblock upper torso here. He's got the brown shirt. It says the right of might, dark brown with the right of might. He's got, this is the bigger build. The original preview image that the club released was kind of scrawny, and the fans revolted online, and the club went back and issued a new mock-up with a bulkier build, which is what they released, this guy. So he's a big guy, and he's got the fingerless gloves on his hands. They're black. Coming down, he's got a black belt, green, kind of a mid-green color pants with gold straps running across. He's got a holster here for a pistol. Coming down, he's got gold knee pads, and he's got a gold pouch on the side, and black boots. And let's go over his articulation. His head will do a full 360 in case you need it to do that, if you're doing an exorcist recreation or something. He does have a joint there in the midsection. He can turn. Can he turn all the way around? Yes, he can. He can move slightly like that. This guy is not loose like some of the other random figures you'll find are loose. This guy is tight. At least mine is. His arms will do a full 360. His elbows bend 90 degrees. His hands will do a full 360 at the wrist. And he does not have any more articulation at the wrist either direction, which is a little disappointing. As I said before, I feel like the subscription figures, which are at a premium, should have the maximum articulation allowable, and I feel like they could have easily put that in here. But that's just me. So coming down, his legs can go out about so far. He's got double jointed knees. And he has rocker ankles. So I think he looks good, and you think everything's going to be fine with him until you go to stand him up. For some reason, this guy, this figure, will not stand up. He can lie down. He can propose marriage. So, for whatever reason, this guy will not stand up. I don't know where else these legs have been used, but you'll notice that they don't really go, they won't go straight. They're always slightly bent at the knee. And this, to me, is really poor design. I would have hoped that the club would test this kind of stuff out before they released a figure. At least make sure he stands up. This is supposed to be an action figure, not a laying down lazy figure. Action means movement. If you can't stand up, you're not going to move very well. This is a huge disappointment that he can't stand up. Really disappointed with that. So, club, if you're watching this, please, in the future, try to get your figures to stand up, please. So let's take a look at his accessories. He comes with a giant rocket launcher or missile launcher. It's very plain brown and black, not too much detail going on. It has one black missile. This is spring loaded just like the vintage was. You just push it in. There's a button on the top. It fires pretty well. So there's that. He's got this small handgun that you saw earlier. It's brown. And one brown briefcase, which is nicely molded. However, it does not open. It is one solid piece of plastic, which is a little disappointing. I would have hoped that they would have made it be able to open and put some stuff inside there, but nope, just a solid piece of plastic. And how does he hold his accessories? Well, the pistol goes into the holster like so. However, it's very loose in there. Very loose. It will fall out pretty easily. So be aware of that. The briefcase he holds pretty well. I mean, it's a little loose, but it'll hang on. And the rocket launcher holds okay. Not too bad. And he also comes with the figure stand, codename Salvo. So let's take a look at the packaging. At the top right it says GIJoeClub.com exclusive. On the top left it says adult collectible. Has the retro G.I. Joe logo, a real American hero. It says anti-armor trooper, codename David Salvo Hassel. Some very nice artwork. I like how he's leaning back as he would if he was holding a giant rocket launcher. He's got his handgun going there too. And we've got the retro Hasbro logo. And on the back, again, we've got that same artwork. On the right it says G.I. Joe Club exclusive number 5. And then we've got the file card. And it says, Anti-Armor Trooper, codename David Salvo Hassel, file name Hassel David K, primary military specialty anti-armor weapon systems, secondary military specialty tow/dragon repair technician, birthplace Arlington, Virginia, grade E7. The first paragraph says, David Salvo Hassel has a deep distrust for high-tech weapon systems with laser rangefinders, targeting computers, and microcircuit heat-seeking detonation components. Such complexity makes them inherently unreliable, especially in chaotic battlefield conditions, where dependability is the name of the game. He prefers to carry a weapons case with conventional mines to delay advancing enemy forces, rather than battle them with sophisticated electronic hardware. So right there, weapons case with conventional mines. The briefcase he came with should have been able to open and have some mines in there, just like it says here on the file card. Missed opportunity, guys. It says he can then overwhelm them with the sheer firepower of his shoulder-fired rocket launcher. This is a man who doesn't believe in wasting perfectly good ammunition at wooden targets on firing ranges. Instead, he'd rather test his anti-armor projectiles on actual enemy tanks and armored personnel carriers. Nothing aggravates him more than to go out on patrol and not find any Cobra targets to blow away. Yeah, that would stink, wouldn't it? That would mean he'd have to lug all his unused ordnance back to G.I. Joe headquarters, and he doesn't enjoy that at all. Well, isn't that what the green shirts are for? Just take some of those guys with you, Salvo. And this quote on the bottom is interesting. I'm assuming this is on the vintage one as well. It says, superior strength can enforce one's will, which sounds more like a quote from Cobra Commander than from a G.I. Joe. Now, this doesn't say that Salvo said it, but I guess it's implied. So that's kind of interesting. So normally I give my overall opinion of a figure when I do a review. However, in this case, I will give 2 grades. For the waist up, I give this guy an A+. Great job. From the waist down, I give it an F or a 0 or whatever kind of low ranking you can think of. For a figure not to be able to stand up is ridiculous. Okay, he will stand up on the figure stand, as you see here. In a second, you'll see the 360 that I do, and he'll be holding his weapons, and he'll stay up just fine on the figure stand. So if you really want this guy, this modern version, you can get him, but don't expect to be able to use him in any sort of diorama or anything without the figure stand, because he won't stand up. So having said that, I assume you would not want to pay a lot for this guy, so just wait it out. I'm sure prices will drop after everyone realizes that he just can't stand up. I can't get over it. He cannot stand up. So that's it for this review. Thanks for watching. You can find me on social media via the links below. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.